Morning everybody, welcome to another day with us on the farm here at JSH Rabbits. Today we're going to keep it quick and simple, and we're going to talk about how you know the difference between a buck and a doe. So if you're interested in finding out, stay tuned. With rabbits, there are basically two genders, male and female, or buck and doe. We realize that sometimes persons may have a challenge distinguishing the two because they don't necessarily know what to look for. So in this video, we're going to talk about how you can distinguish between a buck and a doe, or a male and a female, and it's actually quite simple. So one of the quickest and the easiest ways to tell the difference between a male and a female is to actually look for the testicles of the rabbit. So as you can see, this is a male. The testicles are clearly visible. So if you see that, you know that you are dealing with a male. Just to give you a better look, this is what we're talking about. So these are the testicles of the rabbit. So this is a male. Of course, depending on the age of the rabbit, this may not always be clearly visible. So the younger the rabbit is, the less visible the testicles will be. So this rabbit is actually more than a year old, maybe about a year and a half to 2 years old. So by that time, the testicles would be clearly visible. If you are looking at a younger rabbit, say for example, a rabbit that is maybe 2 months, 3 months, maybe even less, you would have to look a little bit differently because you won't see testicles. So with an adult male, you would have to look for the testicles, and you also look at the reproductive organs, the penis. So you can hold the rabbit and kind of pull out his reproductive organ so you can see the penis right there, and of course that tells you that it is a male. So for the female now, it's a little different. They don't have any testicles, so you'd have to look at their reproductive organs right away in order to determine whether it is a doe or not. So here we have a female, and this is the female reproductive organ. So as you can see, it has a little split. So when you peel back the reproductive organ, the vulva protrudes, and looking at it, you can tell that this is actually a doe, a female rabbit. When the rabbits are younger, it will be a little bit more difficult to tell the difference between the genders. So ideally speaking, you would want to wait at least until you wean the rabbits to actually differentiate the genders. Now typically we wean at about 4 to 5 weeks, and at that time the organs would have been developed enough for you to be able to tell the difference. Of course, you may be able to tell before they are weaned, but trust me, you would have a lot more difficult of a time to do that. So you'd have to be very experienced to look at them at that age and tell the difference between the male and the female. So ideally, you would want to wait until you've actually weaned them, or when you're weaning them, you do the gender differentiation. We're going to look at these two rabbits now. These rabbits are about a month to, well, they're about a month and a half in age. They were weaned recently, and you know, just like with the adults, you're going to do something similar to tell whether they are male or female. You're going to look at the reproductive organs. So at this point, this is the best way to tell, alright, because they won't look any different. They'll be all of the same size and all of that. So the best thing to do would be to look at their reproductive organs. So you'd hold the rabbit, position the rabbit accordingly, and you'd actually peel back the reproductive organ. So now if you look closely, you will realize that when you peel back, you see something protruding in a kind of circular way. That is the penis of the rabbit, and this means that it is a male. Alright, so when you look at the penis of the male, it's like a little tube pushing out, protruding. It is little and circular, and of course at this time, this is the only way you can really tell, because you won't see any testicles at this point. The testicles wouldn't have descended yet, so you just have to look at the reproductive organs to know. So you see that little tube, round looking tube that has pushed out, that is the penis, and that's how you tell the difference between a male and a female. Just to point out too, in both cases, the penis is at the top where my thumb is, and the anus is at the bottom. So with the female, my thumb will be right at the vagina, the vulva, and my index finger would be closer to the anus. So in both videos, the reproductive organ would be at the top. So right now, we're going to look at a female. So this is a female, and once again, you'd have to look at the reproductive organs in order to know. So we're going to hold the rabbit, and we're going to peel back, and you'll see. Maybe what we can do is do like a side-to-side comparison, so you can see both of them. So let me just come up a little closer. So this is how you tell the difference. So as you can see, with the female, the vulva has protruded and it's not as outward as the penis, and it's not as round. Yeah, it's not as round or circular like the penis of the rabbit. So you see like a little split. So this is how you tell the difference between a buck and a doe, a male and a female, even when they are young. In these slides, we have a side-by-side comparison of an adult buck and an adult doe, the buck being on the left and the doe being on the right. And in the following slide, we actually have a comparison between a young doe and a young buck. And you can see that there's a clear difference between the reproductive organs of both in each slide. And knowing this, well, seeing and knowing this, you'll be able to differentiate between the two. So that's it from us here at JSH Rabbits. I hope you found this video informative and educational. If you did, you can of course give us a thumbs up. Of course, don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to our channel. And if you have any interesting topics that you would like us to cover, you can do so in the comment section. You can indicate in the comment section. Once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.